WIC, Women in Conversation. This is another beautiful episode where women are gathered to discuss heart-touching matters in Nigeria and probably our homes also. And in the world generally, we try to look at things that are happening around the world and see how we could advise or how we could let you understand if it's right to be done or wrong to be done. And, you know, it's a table where everybody wants to quickly tune in and watch and listen to what these great women have to say. And today, of course, I have with me to discuss Japa. We're going to be talking Japa. Nigerians, almost all Nigerian youth wants to Japa. What is the meaning of Japa? And I also heard that we also have another one called, well, the women in the house, in the studio, will let you know what that one is called. I really can't remember what it is called, but we also have another name for those that have gone there and it's not working out for them. They come back. Anyway, with me on this table to discuss all of this is Abby. Abby, you're welcome. You're going to be talking more of the Japa because you know you Japad when Japa was Japa. Now you're Japambo. Japada. You're Japada. Anyway, so Abby is going to be talking more on Japa with us today because she lives in the US, UK, and also is living in Nigeria. I don't know how she does that. She's a big girl. Anyway, also we have Tony. Tony will let us know about Japa because I think she has more experience, not because she Japa though, but she has more of the words in her mouth to say about Japa. And we have Chisom, who is going to be representing the Gen Zs. The Gen Zs are actually the ones right now who wants to Japa to any country. You hear them say, let's just leave Nigeria. Let's just go to any country. Ladies, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay, Japa is not an English word. So what word is Japa?
I believe is a word created to relocation. Nigerians relocation.
What tribe is this word carved from? Let me hear from you.
Japa is a Yoruba name. It's a Yoruba name, which means run quickly.
Hey,
Run quickly.
Why the Japada is come back.
If it's not working out,
Run back
quickly. So when you run out quickly and you get there, it's not working out, run
Japada.
back.
Japada.
Quickly.
Okay, let's talk about Japa. Tony, I'm still going to be asking you this question. A whole lot of Nigerians, especially our youths, everybody wants to Japa. It's not just our youths now, the professionals too, mostly doctors. Most doctors have left Nigeria.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go. You also hear them say, just to any country. Right now, they don't even choose the country they want to go to any longer. And then seeing what is going on in these countries that they're Japa into. Yesterday, I was watching on social media. I don't know if anyone of you saw it. What the South Africans are doing to the blacks over there too, not just Nigerians, to the Ghanaians. They're asking that they should leave their country, go fix your country, don't come here, go fix your country. So is Japa the right thing to do?
It's a very big question. But I still believe if you have the opportunity, it is better to Japa than to remain here.
Abby is laughing because she doesn't believe in that.
And died of depression or turn yourself to be a criminal. If you have the opportunity, Japa. If you don't have, you have to, so many things you have to put in consideration because it's two major reasons that are causing this. Number one, the economic situation of the country and the insecurity. When you think critically of those 2 points, you will think of Japa too. Because you are not safe inside your house. You are not safe outside the house. You are not safe even going to work. You are not even safe at work. You are not safe giving birth to your child in the hospital. You are not safe raising that child in the house. You are not safe sending that child to school. So that is a good thing. And now, maybe if you basically, there is no family that can manage 100,000 again in Nigeria. How will you do it? And the basic, I think what is the minimum wage? Minimum wage remains 75,000.
75,000.
And for the people that are even using bad hair electricity lights, 75,000 is not enough to run your bills for electricity alone. What about other people? What about feeding? Gone are those days that you can just take 20,000 naira, you want to go to my 12 and do a shopping. With your 20,000 naira, you are not buying anything in the nylon. Maybe you want to buy only pepper, garlic, and ginger. Then you come back
You're
home.
making me hungry. The food combination.
So that is it. When you are working hard and there's no reward, it's not even enough not to talk of saving.
Yeah.
And one good thing that our government is good at now is by thinking of every avenue to screw us with different policies of getting money from us. But where is the money from? They're talking of companies closing down. Why won't they close down? Even the electricity problem is a big one. They are running at loss. So that is the reason. So if that I'm talking to you, Oluwatoyin has opportunity today, I will japa gladly.
Wow. Okay, Toyin wants to japa.
Thank you.
Okay, she gave the reasons why she would want to japa.
Yeah.
But I've also heard the people over there too talking about this, although insecurity is out of it, but they are also talking about the economy.
Yeah.
They also say that things have increased and all that. Because I know that when I complain, just like you're complaining, they all tell me, whatever increase you people are having in Nigeria, we are having it there. But Nigerians also will tell you, we still want to come. What is the reason why they want to go?
Okay, there's this thing they say that anywhere in a way except Nigeria. So that is what mainly the Gen Z say, right? Anywhere in a way, because except where you are right now, Nigeria is worse than any other West African country. There is nowhere you go that you will not find a Nigerian. Nigerians are in Nepal. Nigerians are in even Pakistan. Nigerians are there. They prefer to be there than to be here. Where somebody who is 18 can't even boast of anything, unlike the way it is in the UK. A child of 18 might already be independent, might have already even had a car, might have started working or doing some things. But you are 24, 25, you might even still be in school, maybe due to strike. You are still battling with year 2, year 3, year 4. And by the time that person comes out, you're not independent. You still have to gather your CV, enter streets, and start looking for a job. And before you would even find a job. So it's because things are much more better out there. You can't say, oh, like in the UK, if you're looking for a job, they won't consider your qualifications or consider, there are things that, we definitely know that things are happening there, the economy and everything, racism, right? And those things are happening there. But tribalism is worse here. You rather embrace racism in UK than the tribalism we are facing in Nigeria. So that's the reason why youths of nowadays prefer to japa. So it's just the amount of, let's say, pressure, unpreparedness that makes some people japada. And people who are already comfortable over there, they just feel like, oh, because of my business, I have to come back. But then the youths that japada with confidence, they can't bear it anymore. They are not prepared. They don't have anybody over there. So the best choice, instead of going there to commit crime, just come back home and stay with your family.
Okay, Abe, you live in the UK and then you are trying to japada to Nigeria. You're trying to put in your businesses together and wanting to come back home. Okay, now you heard what Chisom said. A whole lot of Nigerian youths wants to go there. Okay, and we have seen families that had sold maybe just one property belonging to every family, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, father, great-one, they sell it for someone to, japa. Do you think it's worth it?
No, I don't think so, because I have come back to Nigeria because I see it as an opportunity, a land of opportunity, and I'm trying to understand that there's unemployment, the economy, people are suffering and everything, but I want to even bring it at a very basic level, because I came back and I was like, okay, I know the minimum wage is 70K, but then I started to, because me, I'm a business person, and I don't expect every person to be business minded, but I saw opportunity. I see things differently. I went into the real estate. I went into shop-let. Some things didn't work out. It was difficult, but then I went to start even selling granules, and then I started to see how it was made, how I could even export it, food stuff. So I don't know, I just feel that there's so much opportunities in Nigeria, and it's not, everybody's fault that they can be able to make the Nigeria work. I know, it has to start from the top, the leadership, and the way that the resources are being mismanaged and everything. But there's so much opportunity. They said in each state in Nigeria has at least 3 mineral resources, natural resources, gold, cool.
But are the citizens able to access this mineral?
We have to help ourselves sometimes.
How?
We just have to do it, in the little.
Let me quickly come in here. You said you came back, okay? You came back from trying to come from abroad, okay? And then you said at some point you started even exporting granules. That's because you have the opportunity.
Can I just say something?
Not just the capital. You already have created your market abroad, so you have the right source to export to.
There is actually a training. A woman in Nigeria here. She trains. There's a training. I can share the training that she does to help Nigerians to give them opportunities to export abroad, even fashion, food stuff, and everything.
Do they have to pay for the training?
The training is not much. It's not much.
They will not give you.
It's not much.
They
will not give you what?
They will not give you the secret of it.
Yes.
No,
I have joined more than 4
of those training.
I've more than 4, and I pay huge amounts.
No, you need to be the okay.
Let's made me
register another company.
I can even start to do some training if that's the case.
Let's leave the training aside.
Let's
leave the training aside. How do you expect a Nigerian that, of course, just like she said, probably came out from school, parents are not really buoyant, and he or she has not gotten a job, so there's no savings anywhere, and you expect that person to go for training and then start exporting. Where does the capital come from? It doesn't
have to be exports. It's unfortunate, I know, but there's still some people, like there's this Alaki just free trade. She's giving some funds to people. There's different fundings.
How many people?
It will not go around.
How many people have access to that information?
I know, but that's why I'm saying, it's training, information, getting it out there. But those that do will benefit. We can't help everybody.
The ratio is
low.
But
there's opportunities out there. I understand because I'm
before we go on a short break, I want Toyin to give me her side of what's your take on what I asked Abby. I mean, is it worth it when you sell your buildings and we hear people do that? Is it worth it?
It's worth it.
I don't think so. When you go to UK, I come to the UK, the things is high cost of living, is cold, people are suffering. Some of them are even in jail because they still can't fit into the culture.
Okay. Yeah. Abby, let's go on a very quick short break. When we come back, we'll be having Tony talk to us on is it worth it to sell your property and go. We'll go on a very short break just to sip some water and I'll be back. Please sit. Welcome back. It's still Women in Conversation. We were talking Japa before we went on the short break. And I mean, behind the camera, there's been a lot of, yes, it's good to Japa. And, it's just that they're saying it's not good to Japa. Even the man behind the camera is also saying Japa is very important at this time in Nigeria? Toyin, you were saying something before we went on a short break.
She said that it doesn't worth it. As of today, I regret not following my friend 2023. The family sold their car, sold their plot of land, and traveled. It was rough initially, but now they are thanking God. They are thanking God that they made the best decision at the right time. Because here, we keep struggling. Even business, everything is frustrating. Is it the rent that's going up? Is it the expenditure that is high every day when you are not making it? And if you will not see that now, since about 2 years ago now, the population of the prison keep increasing because crimes. When they don't have opportunity to japa, they now begin to down.
But like Abe said, we can also still make Nigeria work and we can make it happen in Nigeria. She probably has to explain to us.
With time. I feel with time.
With time.
I know there is suffering. I know there's the, but with time, let's just have a good leadership. Somebody that has his head screwed on, that can make...
Honestly, I do not like the way Chisom is laughing. Because when Abe mentioned let's have a good leadership, she did... I don't understand.
The kind of patience she's preaching to us is the kind of patience they preach to cow from Sokoto. That calm down, calm down, calm down.
Reach there.
And by the time the cow saw himself in Abatio, pieces you.
Sometimes
is it until we all die of depression?
It gets worse before it gets better.
Abe.
Those that japad, when things start to get better here, for them to come in, you that have stayed and struggled, that have now established and you have your roots in, you see that you start to be elevated and promoted to, positions that they can never get in. Nigeria will get better.
Amen.
Yeah, even they said before the end of this year, the currency will be 1 to 1.
Amen.
Yeah, and then when it becomes that, when the rate is different now, when we start to bring the skills for all those that have japat, they need to come back home.
Sister Biodun, we are all Christian, we are reading the same Bible. You are talking of hope, we are talking of reality.
Yes, and it is happening. People are coming back and bringing their skills. Doctors are coming back and bringing their skills so that...
Abe, it looks like you are just the one saying the doctors are coming back. They are going.
Some are coming back. Those that, are japat before are coming back. I have stories.
Maybe when they come back, they are coming back to retired home.
Yes.
That's different.
They need training. Nigeria needs a lot of training.
Anyway, Abe, let me leave you. Let me go to the Gen Z in the house. Let her really, really explain to us if it is worth it to sell your family property to Japa, or you sell the property and start up something like Abe says, we can make it here in Nigeria. What's your take?
Okay, first of all, Japa is an emergency exit. Right now, Japa is an escape plan. It used to be a travel dream, right? People be like, oh, when I grow up, when I go to the UK, it's more like people were relaxed. Let's say from the 90s, we just go to travel for vacation. Nigerians were, But as of now, for the youth between 18 to 25, Japa is an emergency exit.
Yeah.
It's more like an escape plan, right? Because, when somebody have run out of option, we're not talking about somebody in his 30s or 40s who might have built something somewhere in Nigeria.
Even the 30s and 40s
have nothing to show for it. So that's why it's better to just, if you have to make sacrifices, if you don't have option. If the sacrifice is, this is my only inheritance, and if I sell it, it gives me an opportunity to go to the UK to study and, to work, right? Because there are a whole lot of things now available in Canada. I mean, they want people who want to migrate to come and work. I think Canada, they open things like that, even for refugees. Look at what is happening in the north. We have a good number of youths dying on a daily. What happened in Jos? What happened in... So it's in Kwara. Exactly. So if there are opportunities, oh, come, we are receiving refugees, people who, you're migrating due to the fact that your country is, they should go. You can't tell them to stay. Build what? Out of nothing. There's nothing to build from. There's absolutely nothing.
Okay. Thank you so much, Barrister Chisom. That brings us to insecurity. Because I said we're going to touch insecurity. Why I wanted us to touch it as mothers, as women, as wives, the insecurity for the recent days we've seen has gone to the children. Yeah, we saw what happened in Calabar, and we also saw what happened in Benue State, where the children were going to write their UTME and they were kidnapped. So as mothers, the talk of JAPA brought us to insecurity. Abby, you say it is not important to think of leaving the country, but this is where we find ourselves now. As a mother, how would you want to secure your child that you live with in Nigeria? Because she mentioned something. She said, we can't even sleep with our two eyes closed any longer.
Yeah.
So how will you advise your child to stay off, should I say stay off target zone? Because it looks like everywhere is a target zone. And then with a child that is that scared, how do you think he or she wants to go out there to try and, make Nigeria better, like you said, or try to do something in Nigeria? These are children that were going to write exams. That's their offense. Yeah. They were just going to write their exams to be able to be better citizens and to be able to be a better person tomorrow. And then they were arrested. Over to you, Abby.
Yeah, it's heavy to see what these I'll call them evil people are doing, or to the children, because I heard that story, and it was even from a prayer group that we were praying, and we were very, very angry and prayed against insecurity in Nigeria, and then again why this was happening. And as we all know, it's to do with a lot of things that's happening in Nigeria. But I would say, you mentioned that, regarding the JAPA business, because that's a different issue entirely. But at the same time, it's something that needs to be dealt with, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria now from the leaders, and it will be done, because it's getting to a stage where we're all tired. Yeah, I'm here. I feel, also at risk. I've got CCTV in all my rooms, in the inside, not outside, inside the house. So I understand what people, and I know not everybody can, so
the crime rates.
Yes, then we can bring it to the table.
Okay.
How often do people get killed in UK?
All right, Abby.
Nigeria?
Yeah, but you haven't answered the question the way I want you to answer. So probably I'll ask Toyin.
I have a daughter.
Toyin, yeah, okay. So Toyin, with the situation of the insecurity in Nigeria, do you think in fact, we were talking about those children that were kidnapped, and those ones in Calabar, we haven't heard stories if they were released. It was just the ones from Benue that we saw the videos that they were released. So those ones in Benue that were released, do you think they want to go back to school or write exam without having that?
Let me ask you, as a mother, can you send your daughter or your child to that same school same day?
No.
Hi. What are we talking about? This thing is very emotional and very sad. Thank God we are all mothers. Is it that easy to bring a life, to bring a child to life? This thing does not start yesterday. I remember 2014. I was in labor. The days of Chibok.
Yes.
Up till now, they were not complete. Till now. If any of us happen to be a mother of any of those children, and you now see opportunity of JAPA, even if it is to Cotonou, want to pack them to the neighboring country. Insecurity, this is, do you know, 3 days ago, last week, the school of my daughter sent a mail that they are going on excursion. I started praying to cancel this excursion. How will only me be cancelled excursion? Excursion is a good thing because traveling to give them around is part of education. But not again in Nigeria.
Yeah. True.
They went to Abeokuta. I cannot sit down. I put myself in fast, walking about, praying, monitoring them till I hear they're back.
You know, Chisom.
Yeah, so just to buttress what Tony said, I think Nigeria is to me, Nigeria is like a balloon, right? It's like a balloon, and the more corruption, just like that is how the breeze is just getting bigger and bigger, and the day it will burst, I just pray.
I go down there.
You are holding this jackpot in so fair. Yeah, okay,
so Nigeria is deep rooted in unpredictability, right? You cannot if you say, oh, let's learn skill, let's all join hands, Nigeria will be better. The government did this. It's better not to wait and say, oh, I have hope for the next 2 years. I think that is what they said the last 5 years ago or the last 4 years ago, right? So that unpredictability is like an obstacle. It's like a canker worm, right? That is deep rooted in corruption, and it's really terrible, affecting everybody. So the system of JAPA itself, right? It's just like I told you, it's an emergency exit, especially for the young ones. So if there's an opportunity for them, they should leave because of the high insecurity that is going on. Because in Nigeria, we celebrate basic functionality is seen as a miracle. It's not. It's not. The government is not working. That's just what it is.
That's
it. Yes.
Okay. One word from you, Chisom. If you have the opportunity to jackpot today, you are a barrister in Nigeria. You're a known barrister with a known chambers. Do you think you will want to jackpot?
I would.
God bless you.
Because we are all at risk. That is the main point.
Jackpot. Will you want to jackpot?
I will say it 25 times without changing my word. I will jackpot straight if I have the opportunity.
Okay. Abby, if you have the opportunity to jackpot, will you want to jackpot?
I said, I'm here for change, transformed Nigeria. I remain positive that we'll work it out.
Amen.
And things will get better. To me, I just remain positive. It's sad what is happening with the kidnapping and everything and the insecurity.
Thank you so much, Abby. Thank you so much. Abby believes that Nigeria can be better, and she also believes that we can actually make it here in Nigeria. That's Abby's belief. But Chisom and Toyin believes that if there's opportunity to japa, they will japa, even though they are well established in Nigeria. At least they're not amongst those that are begging before eating, yet they want to japa. We would like to know what your own take is. Do you want to japa, or you want to believe like Abby that Nigeria will be better someday? That's what we're going to be ending this program today.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We're talking about something you don't hear every day. Climate change as preventive medicine. I know you all will be wondering, how does that relate? But we're going to be looking at climate change as preventive medicine. When our air, water, and neighborhoods get stressed by heat, floods or bush burning or even garbage burning, because most of us burn garbage instead of getting the garbage collectors to do their tricks. We just decide to burn garbage. So when we do all of this, definitely, you know, when our air, our water, our neighborhoods get stressed by heat, flood, bush burning, garbage burning, and all of that, our health gets the heat. Our heads definitely get the heat. So joining us this afternoon, joining us from Iga Local Government Environment Department, it's Sanitarian Egwavoin Osazuwa, is Assistant Chief Environmental Officer stroke Deputy President, Environmental Health Officers Association of Nigeria, Edo State Branch or Edo State Chapter, as the case may be. Is the one with us today, and we're going to be asking him some questions. He's part of the team who are usually behind the scene. We don't see them often, so they're usually behind the scenes to keep those environmental risks from becoming hospital visits. And we must thank him and his team and other sanitarians everywhere in Edo State for doing their job very well. So let's start with the big question, Sanitarian. How is climate change already showing up in our environment, in the places you have inspected? So how is climate change already showing up? What should be our concern?
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
You know, climate change is the prolonged shift in the weather condition that has an adverse effect in our environment, especially we that live in the environment. These are things that happens due to our activities as human. And wherever we are as human, we need to keep that environment clean. We need to make sure that environment remain greener, so that it will not have a negative impact to us as a people living in that area.
Okay, for a family or a group of persons watching right away, they may not understand everything you have just said now. So what does it really mean? What does it mean day to day? What does it really mean to a family watching, or a father or a mother or children that are watching presently? What does all of this mean to them?
Okay, climate change, as I earlier said, the result to actions that we as humans have done to the environment, the activities we do day in, day out. Like we that are in this environment, we need not to carry out refuse burning, because refuse burning as individual we lead to environmental pollution, and you know we have greenhouse gases that are trapped into the atmosphere. These greenhouse gases, they will go to the ozone, and they will begin to eat up the ozone layer. And the ozone layer is
already depleted.
It's already depleted, and is the shield that covers human from the direct ultraviolet ray. So as human, if you deplete the ozone by burning refuse, certainly it will have impact on us back.
All right. Last week Friday was World Environmental Sanitation Day and all of that. Please walk us through that.
Oh, I want to really appreciate the United Nations for Environmental Program for finding it as a point of duty to always commemorate the World Environment Day. Now, World Environment Day is to create awareness to everybody in the environment, to know that it is our duty to keep the environment clean, to keep the environment more healthier, because if you do anything to the environment, it will go back to you as an individual. So the thing you give to the environment surely has a repercussion that will come back. It is like a mirror. Whatever thing you do to the environment, it's like a mirror. Someone looking at his or herself.
Yes.
It will come back. Certainly, it will come back.
Okay, so with that in mind, most people think of climate as an environmental issue.
Yes.
And then why should we not start thinking of it as preventive medicine?
Oh, yes, preventive medicine, in the sense, we are not going to apply medicine as a doctor, we apply medicine.
Okay.
You know, we have levels of health care. We have the preventive aspect. We also have the curative.
Okay.
You know, the preventive belongs to the environmental health officers and other preventive officers. You know, like the climate change we are talking about, it is the sole responsibility of environmental health officer to ensure that the environment is not being depleted, it's not being tampered with, because anything that makes a man tampers with the environment, certainly it will lead to different health challenges to the person. Just like what I said before now, if you decide to practice open burning regularly, what you have succeeded in doing, you have released greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and certainly these gases will be trapped into the atmosphere, and when rain fall, certainly it will now lead to acid rain. You remember those days when we were small, when we drink rainwater, when we drink rainwater, you see the greenhouse gases that have been trapped in the atmosphere, when it come back to the roof of an individual and is being tapped as a source of water supply, certainly the person is going to consume acid rain. So it's a way of preventing health issues. If we are able to keep our climate, if we are able to make sure our climatic conditions are intact.
Okay, so you talked about rainwater. Let me say, the climate of today, the world of today, is it still convenient and healthy to drink rainwater?
The truth is that it is still convenient. Depends
all of the acids in the atmosphere.
Yes, depend on how you tap from the source of the water. Like when it's raining, you don't just tap it directly like that. You allow it to rain and rain and rain. After it rains for about 20 to 30 minutes before you can now take that water. It's still okay like that.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Now, from your office as an assistant chief sanitarian, what's the clearest example of climate change that is already showing in the public space, in the public health care space?
Yes, the first one is people, you know, we have waste managers all over the place, especially in the local government.
Yes.
The first one is people practicing open burning. It is a problem to them and the general public if they still continue to practice such a thing. You also see people doing deforestation where they're supposed to plant trees. They fell trees, and these trees, they bring out what we call oxygen, and that is the air we're supposed to breathe in, the oxygen, and the carbon dioxide that we as humans breathe out. It is what the plant and the trees needs for their survival.
Their survival. Wow. Okay, now we talked about the depletion of the ozone layer. You know, before the rain started, now the weather was very hot. Everywhere was really hot. People were going about with heat rashes and all of that. With that in mind, how is our food safety in restaurants, even at homes where food easily gets spoiled and all of that?
You see, nowadays, you see the weather getting hotter. You see it getting hotter. Even sometimes you may not even know which is rainy season, which is dry season, because of the activities of human. It is the same activities of human. Like a situation whereby you see vehicles that are on transit, they bring out those greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide.
Yes.
Then these gases will make the weather to be hotter. And when the weather is hotter, you see foods decide to spoil. And when food spoils and is being consumed, disease is bound to occur, especially canned foods.
Okay.
You see somebody just preparing food a particular day, and the next moment you see there is spoilage. These are some of the issues that occur when there are hotter climatic condition.
Okay, now cities are usually hotter than you know, villages and other areas that are not so developed as like the rural areas, so to speak. Is it what we're doing in the city that is causing all of this? Don't forget that even in rural areas there are issues of bush burning and all of that in preparation for farming season, which happened not too long ago. There was a lot of bush burning. How does that affect city life and rural life?
Okay, the major issue now is urbanization. You see, people don't want to stay in the village again. Oh, because they have one or two relatives in the cities. They want to go to the city to enjoy city lives. And city life also have their own challenges. When people migrate from the village to the city, it's what we call urbanization, urban explosion. You see the population will just explode at once. And the activities of human, the same activities of human leads to this environmental pollution, just like as I said before. Like you see vehicles moving. You hardly see much vehicle in villages. If you count Benin City now, you see the number of vehicles in Benin City. You see the various gases that are released from the exhaust. You see, and if peradventure there is still more urban explosion. In fact, I just can't say what may happen in the nearest future. So in that regard, that is why we always advocate that we need to also remedy it in one or two ways, by also planting trees, ensure that we limit these vehicles that emit carbon. You can also be involved in cycling, so that the gases.
Just imagine cycling from Ring Road to Oluku. I mean, it's going to be one kind, you know.
It happens in developed country. It happens.
Because their roads are good.
It happens.
The security is okay. You know, imagine closing at 8 o'clock and you say you're cycling 8 p.m. you're cycling back to Ogbowo, or you're cycling back to Ring Road area.
I still commend some persons. They engage in cycling in Benin City here. They still engage in cycling. So if we can engage
as a professional cyclist or just in
individual, they still engage in it.
Okay, Sanitary Agwavon, let's take a short break here. When we come back, we will continue with our show. Do stay tuned. Alright, thank you for staying tuned. We're still on the program Healthy Living, and I am talking to Sanitarian Egwavon Osazuwa. The next question I would like to ask now is that, talking about our environment today, right now, as we're here in the studio, who is most at risk right now in our communities?
Everyone. We are almost
every one of us.
Yes, irrespective of the gender.
That's huge and scary.
Yes, we all depend on how we can also be able to keep our environment. If we keep our environment very well.
So how do we keep this our environment now?
By ensuring that we don't engage in open burning of refuse.
Now, who is checkmating all those persons who are involved in open burning, garbage burning? The other day, somebody was burning garbage around my area and the smoke was everywhere. Who is responsible in checkmating all of that person? Because I, as a member, there was nothing I could do. The person would tell you that I'm burning this garbage in my compound, all right? Even though the smoke emanating from that is clouding everywhere. But the person is in his compound. compound. So who is checkmating all of that?
Yes, the environmental health officer is responsible in checkmating these nuisances. They are saddled with the responsibility of conducting routine sanitary house-to-house inspection.
But we hardly see them. We see them mostly at restaurants, eateries and all of that, bakeries. We don't see them going around houses. I see them around my area, but no one has ever come to the compound or come to any house on that street.
You know, the truth is that they still go around. They still go around. Especially if you look at it now, we are grossly inadequate. The environmental health officers, they are grossly inadequate. As we are here now, they are all over everywhere. The 18 local government of Edo State, they are going from house to house, conducting their routine sanitary inspections.
Okay.
From premises to premises. You know, we have regulated premises. We also have residential premises. Like the regulated premises, like what you just mentioned, the restaurant, these are premises that are regulated. You know, if they are not regulated, you see, disease can occur. Outbreak of disease can occur. But when they also go from house to house, they ask of the owner of houses or the caretaker. And when the caretaker is not on ground, they can ask of the most senior person in the premises. And when the person has answered them, they can issue a notice to abate any nuisance if any nuisance is being found in that premises.
Okay, do we have to wait for outbreak of a disease before we take action? Why is it that most times we are usually reactive, we are not proactive when it comes to disease control?
Yes, as I earlier said, we are proactive, especially we as preventive doctors. I can say we are preventive doctors.
Okay, let me ask you this question from an angle. Let me corner you now. You know, during the Ebola, COVID-19 and all of that, when you go to public places, you see designated tap where you go wash your hands. You see where there are no taps, there are buckets with sanitizers and all of that. I can tell you for free that those measures now, the water thing has disappeared from public spaces. You don't find them in schools anymore. You don't find them in government offices. You don't find them in marketplaces. You don't find them anywhere as we speak now because there's no outbreak of any disease now. Abi?
Yeah.
True or false?
True.
There's none now. Okay, we're hearing that there is Ebola now in DR Congo, and it has killed quite a number of persons. Some are hospitalized already. It is crisis, so to speak, in that country. And we have border with many of these countries. People travel, Nigerians travel, other persons will come into the country with our porous borders and all of that. Now, how do we checkmate all of this? Now we have abandoned preventive measures. Nobody is washing hands again. Everybody is shaking hands freely and all of that. Nobody is covering nose and all of that. So walk us through that, sir.
Okay, you know, the mentality of human, they always believe that, once there is an episode of a disease outbreak, they can always take a preventive measure, and of which the environmental health officers will have always been going out to sensitize the general public from schools to schools, marketplace to marketplace. And that's why you see every Mondays we go from market to market. In the local government, we go. And
how many enforcements have you done so far as regards hand washing and general sanitation?
Yes, there is still enforcement in place.
Yes.
And when we go to these markets, we tell them to ensure that they maintain a high standard of both personal and environmental hygiene by ensuring they do regular washing of hand. Because whatsoever thing that your hands have touched, and if it gets to the mouth, and if the hand is infected, the disease is bound to occur.
Okay, so one last question before I let you go. If nature is medicine, as we're advocating, what's your prescription as a sanitarian for this city, for Edo State in general, in the next 10 years? Let's see your projection.
Okay, by the grace of God, health is wealth. A healthy people is a healthy people is a wealthy nation.
Okay.
Yes. Like what I would prescribe is the first one, to ensure that every individual plant a tree. Plant a tree. Flowers.
I'm just wondering where
around
you plant
the
trees in
premises.
some houses where you hardly find place to park your car.
Yes, you see, the truth is that some persons, they overbuild their house instead of making it a very smaller one, and also ensuring they plant trees and flowers, but they will tend to just build it because of their own personal gain, not knowing that they are also going to use it to affect themselves. And when you plant that particular tree or flower around the environment, you remember those days when you are coming from a far distance and it is sunny and the sun is very hot, and you come to a particular place where there is tree and there is shade there, you see the kind of air, the fresh air, the nature that comes out from that particular tree. So that is my prescription to the general public.
All right, Senator Bravo, this is where we wrap it up on our show. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us today on the program.
Thank you so much.
And for you watching and also listening, because you can turn on your television and just be listening without watching, a word they say is enough for the wise. The one that concerns you to keep the climate safe for you, for your unborn children, and your generation next. Do, so that the world will be a pleasant place to live in. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
RTV, certainly the best.
This is Aqua Game, a popular game in Africa played by our ancestors to entertain themselves after each day of famine. It is also relevant in our coronation in Africa. It is a sport and indeed very interesting, as every seed had a role in the game. Playtime is 45 minutes per set. There is no age limit as long as you can spin Akwa seed. Ayo or Akwa game, known as the game of intellectual. This game requires a lot of mathematical skills. Akwa game is played with carved wooden box containing 12 holes.
What does one do with a bunch of memories? Laugh about them, cry over them, or capture them? I know what I'll do with such memories. I'll showcase those memories. Yes, I will show them to the world. I will flaunt those memories. Showcase that marriage ceremony of yours. Burial ceremony? Yes, let the people know that you buried your person in a grand style. Thanksgiving, ordination, baby dedication, housewarming party, and lots more on your entertainment program, Memories, on Independent Television. Every Sunday, remember, for your event to be considered thick and classic, then it has to be on Memories. Memories.
The threat of global warming is real. You have seen the destruction of lives and property as a result of incessant flooding. Make the environment a conducive place for all to live in. Stop polluting the environment. Protect the environment today. This message is brought to you courtesy Independent Television and Radio.
ITV, certainly the best.
Only God can do what no man can do. However, Nigerians can no longer pay for transport. However, Nigerians be want come out for house, may they go hustle for their daily bread. But the transport when they want to come out, it already work the daily bread for the house. When you calculate the transport when you want to come out, go hustle. Go reach where you want to go hustle, come back. But His Excellency, those new Cha-Cha CNG bus where you buy, where them they? I know they government but when we want start to the user. You know say this kind of election time now in Nigeria still they happy. We don't see them say you don't buy sharp. Papa, how are you? Well, I don't know. Anyway, you did for Nigeria, they watch us for ITV, for Facebook, for YouTube, they watch us online. We must continue to thank you. This bus don't reach like 10 years now, and the former governor. I mean, that is 10 years.
They go 16 years.
This bus don't go 16 years.
16 years.
Let me say we are due for new one.
Yes.
That's why Akpakomisa don't go carry some come now. That one not they use, they use diesel and fuel. And I CNG. I been an electric bus. Our governor go back also. That's CNG.
100 naira.
No, not be 100 naira. For this election time, a free Mayala. No, for this election time, from now till January 16, now free. If they not carry us free, we'll change it for them. 300 naira. Who wants to sit down for the 300 naira? This is not there. This is not there. Anyone? His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State. Whoa. I beg. Those new bus bring and come and make them go park on this one. Abi?
Yes, Edo people deserve it.
Edo people deserve.
We deserve to have a new bus.
A new bus.
Yes. Yes.
Honestly, never enter street.
I bet may enter. May enter.
What they pay you for back?
If they pay me for, if I not even get space to pull my leg. You know, see.
They should.
Prepare and add it to you.
No.
Waiting they have.
Comfort. Okay, this your son. No wonder.
Okpa was the try for me.
Yes.
What you try for
I'm my brother.
Okay, but the transport, say transport. This is not there.
No option this one.
This is not there.
200 naira.
From where to where?
From AVP to.
Oh my governor, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. Because in the nearest future, you become one of the leaders. So we are praying. Amen. I know say you don't buy, but bring them out. I don't say they shine. I don't it's shining. But hunger dey. Transportation, however, transportation is one of our biggest challenges in Nigeria. Even me as a worker, whether they work for private sector or government sector, you go see and say transportation don't take 90% of our salary. Now, hear what? May I tell you what they do now? They say all the hustle, they hustle now. They say now belly and toilet with the hustle I put.
Now so what if you save again?
What it concern you for what I talk so? What it concern you?
I make help you finish am.
Say
Not be the country we dey.
Say the work where they work. Na belly.
Na belle o, we no dey fit save again.
You mean say Nigerians now as a civil servant, you know if you save like 2 million naira. After you don't receive your salary, you know if you get 2 million naira as balance. No, say as a Nigerian, you don't work, pay house rent, feed their children, pay school fees, don't do it. You know if you get 2 million naira as balance for your.
Now me say you be Yahoo boy now.
Don't be say you dey work.
When you want see am?
We will increase your salary. This new bus, you go enjoy the AC.
Amen.
The new bus is coming.
Make the new bus quick come.
And you bring it
And make NEPA light dey. No light,
You
no
go
light
buy
for
fan, you
building.
go buy solar fan.
No.
All the old women don't buy solar fan. So they carry solar fan follow body now.
You go
Go buy inverter fridge. Go buy solar fan. We not go fit wait for NEPA again. We not fit wait for light. They want to kill us in this country. Everybody that they buy solar for us. Go borrow money from Lapo. I done they go. If to say not be public transport, for see Nigerians they trek. Even so many Nigerians now don't park their vehicle now. They don't park big men now. People don't park their motor.
Yes, because of fuel. Why is too expensive?
Now this Iran American war na cause.
Nigeria.
Na cause.
We not get refinery.
No, now because of the American.
We not get refinery.
Donald Trump don't want Iran now.
We not get refinery.
You know you say we don't give out to Chinese company. You know yeah. Excellency. I beg bring out the new boss. I beg. Oh, we'll bring out the new boss. This is about 15 years. We don't to repair this motor, bring out the new. Okay.
What did they happen?
Oh, your money, oh.
What did they happen?
500 naira.
What did they happen?
500 naira. But you don't have to enter this bus. We say make government may bring out the new bus.
We now increase, oh.
Wait, that may be the answer. What did they happen?
See the way people they rush enter public bus.
What did they happen?
Say go carry. Say go carry.
Now, no, it's SLSC. As an area journalist, as an area journalist, this new bus, so make Edo people enjoy this bus till the end of this year. In fact, till January 16th.
Where this boy now?
Mother, you don't see all that small bus enter where you call the enter this one. You don't see small one enter. You don't take up. Why you call the enter this cheap one?
It's not cheap now.
It's cheap.
I go say cheap. It's not cheap. This one is supposed to be free bus. No. 300 is it cheap? It's not cheap. It's supposed to be free.
You know you say fuel don't go up.
Okay, why did they want us to vote for them? Is it not because of all this?
Now they tell her may carry you free from now till January 16th.
See me now, I want to pay. I want to pay.
Oh my governor!
For this bus, I'm not saying passenger, I stay in Airport Road. Just now you are in Airport Road. We do queue for it because it's cheaper. The other buses are carrying 600, 700. You know, in this economic now, we cannot afford to pay such amount. That's why we are trying to manage and queue for the bus.
But
we queue, we are many.
The governor have bought new Shasha bus.
Ah, we thank him. Long may he reign.
That bus AC deal.
Yes, we knew.
That bus not be cho.
You mean it?
That bus not be diesel, not
you
be fuel.
You mean it?
That bus now.
What's that for our governor?
It's not the hyper. So where are you going? Where are you going? Now you the enter goes Ghana or South Africa.
Waiting they
I want to personally warn and tell you people the truth and nothing but the truth. Santana. Madam, how business? How you the family? People they complain. I not talk say now. People they complain. Say that they sell Santana, whether if they buy a rich ass, you call risky. Government wants start to call the checker now. Government wants start to check the Santana now.
Because we they eat from inside Santana. We they eat from inside. So me now. I go do what's no good. I'll come and eat from inside.
I
eat from inside.
If I buy this Santana go house now, like how many days if you stay for house?
Like this one will be like this now. If you stay 1 week, nothing will do.
1 week?
Yes, nothing will do. He gets stash. The one where no get stash, 3 days he don't dey pere.
Okay, may I tell you now what people when they chop Santana they complain. They say why business Santana the smell, the cassava scent, it is scent where. These are people just chop Santana and once you tell them say chop them. If you just open some, what did they cause them?
That one another person go answer now.
What did they cause them?
I don't know, my own on the smell.
Your own on the scent.
I said my own on the scent like that.
They smell like that. Because if you put them for water and say you soak them, you quick wash them. Once if you too take for ground, I go get that odor.
Yeah.
But if you quick wash them, quick make them, you know get that odor.
How much for that one? 100 naira.
200.
For one.
3,500.
And for restaurants, now they sell on 1,000, 1,500 though.
3,500 for this one, sir. 3,500 for that big one. This one 8,500. From 9.
Yeah, give me 500 naira. I get now me. Wait. Me and my 4 children, and my wife and dog. No, not that.
This one at 8 I'll give you.
8. And some restaurant they sell on 1,500 naira. No say for this country, they're not the shame again. No. They are okay, inside the Santana 500 when I buy. Now inside the soup, pepper. Oh yeah. 9 500 naira. Let me say, if I open restaurant now, how much I'll get for this one now? I buy. How many give me 9 for 500? 200 naira. With soup. Thank you, eh? Thank you. So cut now. Thank you. Chocolate. I never chocolate. Seriously. You never chop today. I never chop. Is this everywhere? It's has to be. They don't pack everybody come outside though. They say they want to do the market. So right now, they're hungry. You know, like as government they do the market. I like as they do this thing, but I don't know what they don't just evacuate everyone like that now. You sabi chop satana? I sabi chop amo. Like how many satana you fit chop? If I say 4, I go finish 4. Only 4 satana? Only 4. I dey tell you. Like which kind of soup you use? I go use correct melon soup. Melon soup. Simbangasi water leaf. Yeah, water leaf. All of the portion is about. You like to chop satana? Too much. You like how well? Or dash you satana? Okay. Hey. I just buy and they hot. Open at me, you know, say na satana. I don't see her. Na 4. I don't see her. Ibabo. I buy and dust now. Okay. God will bless you. God will bless you. Na 4, na 7, 6, 9 days side. Okay, you want to do the menu too? You fit chop up. Carry, they go. Okay. I just buy a dust now. No problem. Mama can say find somebody where you go dash. So as I ask you just now, you dey hungry, say you hungry. No ma. And I true you they tell me. I didn't tell you so. Madam, I no concern if soup no day. No concern you. Enjoy. Go enjoy the satana. Go enjoy the satana. I hear you. Enjoy the satana. I hear you.
Even though I got no money, also please help me.
May I help you with something? Yes. Where are you coming from? I'm
coming from your Nalega to check on Gulf Road. You know Lily Hotel?
Where you they go?
I they go Ekenwa Road.
And you not get transport fare?
I don't get transport fare. Even though I get mercy here, even though I never take her.
I just surprised when you come meet me. Just surprised you come meet me. See.
And I God say make I meet you, sir. Now God do am. I know say you must give me something. God will bless you. God will bless you. Your work, they will promote you more. We have been hearing of you for Isa Radio, and they will promote you more. God bless you.
Enjoy. I don't suffer, not be small. On Posse, I get sense. What that you no good at all, hey. Now I make I join this business. No, you know what this man? This is not my Chinese, that Nigerian Chinese guy. This is the only Benin man where they speak Chinese. You see, China make parable last 2 weeks. It's a chaola. Chaola. You know the meaning? They said they don't already buy our property finish for Nigeria. Very soon, if you know less China, You know, guy where you see walk. You come your pass. Only talk to Chinese. They tell you so. They tell you so. Very soon will be a second slave to China. If we not take time. You talk to us how the situation of the country. For the situation of the country, under Kuku Chinging on the hall. The more you look, the more you see, not be less again. The more you look, the more you see. Wetin concern you concern hammer? I just show my love. See. I just show. Not the just show overrule again. Not the just. Either you agree or you no agree. They borrow money, you say you know there. Anything concerning Nigeria, na stand that they stab her. I got do wetin go favor you. Issue. What's on your belly that they come out to? Nigeria no you affect you at all. Dominica, tell me no Domema. Salon forgot tell me no Domema. I don't they go. Okay. How do you also know? Bro, I don't get your number. Man, give my number. You get many things. I didn't find you for long. I beg. Agree to. I beg you. Number 0080 55 40 73 59. Help me tell Nigerians make we be our brother's keeper. Chinese. No be so we not like to be our brother keeper. Unless say our gospels don't spoil. To be a brother's keeper nowadays, your brother when you say you want being a keeper, he don't remove gospels come out for your back. So your code according to your materials, your size no dey market. As people they watch us now, they feel say you know they okay.
Waiting they have.
Now waiting they have.
We must continue to thank God for our life. I sincerely sympathize with the families of people who be said they don't die or timely deaths don't kill so many innocent Nigerians. May their soul rest in peace. However, Nigerians they call on the federal government of Nigeria, make them sharply. Nigerians they call on the Nigerian army. Nigerians they call on the Nigerian police. Nigerians they call on all the security apparatus for Nigeria. Make them wake up, because Nigerians are not smiling because of the way things can happen now for this our country. However, we must continue. Agree to. Money no they come from heaven. Do better thing, money go come. Now true order they tell you so. Agree to now. Mommy, how are you? Everybody they holla. Good morning. Why una block the road? Why una block Why una block the road? Why una block the road?
Why will not go block the road? Why police decided to kill our members? The one way hungry, no kill. Now police come to kill them. Why will not go block road? Opera they suffer, where keke they suffer. Now police they kill them now.
What happen?
Nothing happened.
What? Now block the road. I've been park the keke.
Block the road. We need justice.
You did that what happen?
Oh, not in a night it happen. But eyewitness they say, see what happened.
Now police station from the corner, commissioner of police and they come from so. I see your people that they go outside.
They go
but they say, really investigate the matter.
Okay.
The truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
What happened? The person died, be alive.
He died.
The keke rider don't die.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Now, one policeman yesterday night around 9 to 10 for Osumbolen. That keke rider, he won't go carry a wife with his family for where it is same market for Osumbolen. The man park. According to people who did deal, they said the man park. So now the policeman, they work out they come. Now he can with the leg go, you know carry motor, you know carry bike. Now leg they use you. Now he can say the man park for center of road. Now the man say, how I park for center of road? Where barrow they pass, we barrow they pass there. Now from there, now he can tell us say make a park where. Now he say, you don't already park where. See walk away the walk away where they there. Now from there they can change word. Now he come out the tear gas. I can spray for nose before you know the man fell down. Before people come they shout, make a come help. Before one of our brother come run go there, the man already give up. Before they all can go hospital. No still.
Now yeah, in for the impact with this the keke rider.
Yes.
One na chairman for na park self.
All of them go straight.
No, what did this man talk so not true? I've been so what do you hear or what do you see?
Not true be that, not true. And that man always they do they drink I sometimes he go come here. He go enter drop the policeman. He go enter drop. He carry reach your house for Basua. He carry 500 give you. If you see he talk too much, he go bring gun. Sometimes na dagger. He go say if you now police.
Ogida police station.
No, they say I want to
But what I want to be police officer can do for this side? They stay for this side.
Yes. And he used to enter our keke when he's going. So he used to enter here whenever he's going back home. So he usually trek when coming back. So I was so surprised to see the man decide to.
But the police officer they drink.
They drink.
Our new IG said they don't want to see any police officer when they drink.
This one always they drink. Day and night. They always like a man.
He's even drunk yesterday night.
Now we be say your colleague don't die now. What do you want make government do now?
We want justice.
Justice. Make them sack the police officer or which justice. The dead body not go rise again. Because no, the dead body not go rise again.
No go rise, but we want justice from the government.
Which kind of justice?
Sometimes we dey hear public execution for this kind of matter. We no want may they put the person for sale later they will go and see him for street. We don't want it that way. Make government do the needful and warn the police say make they stop their brutality. It's no good. We don't like it. They don't treat us well, but police supposed to be our friend. But the way the police they treat masses is as if we are enemy to them. So we don't want that.
Police officers are supposed to protect life.
They're supposed to be our
But you know yet the way they talk the story, it happen.
I hear everything. I hear how it happen. Like I was saying, Nigeria police officer supposed to protect life
and property.
Not to the destroy, not to the key. You understand? So I dey beg those state government, make them, even all these officers, if not to go carry them, go find out whether most of them no go training at all.
Okay, make we do the other flip side. Wait, make I just ask people because we don't see them say Nigerian police, now they be the nearest security officer to protect us.
Yes.
But what do you not like for police? What they do?
Number one, the brutality and oppression. The brutality of police is too much.
You not give the 200.
You understand? Just like yesterday when I was going to Saple Road, police blocked me close to that, what do you call, that roundabout. Yes. No, not 5 Junction. That roundabout where for Saple Road, yes. He was saying this is, what do you call, Salah. I must settle and for Salah, saying we want to go Salah. Now tell us, what is me, I'm a Christian. I know that if I settle you, who will settle my own?
That's why you don't like police.
Not be say why. That's why I don't like police.
Your children join police.
No.
Okay. Why you not like police?
Okay.
No, what you don't like for police?
I know free talk say I don't like police. Police now our friend, and they are there to protect life and property. What I don't like about them, that operation, forcing people to collect money, because it's happened to me in this road by August Street Junction. When they mount their roadblock there, as I drive my keke reach there, the next thing police say, man, I give her money. I say, okay, I no get money.
If you get opportunity to join police, you will join.
Okay, I know sure they go join. The way they see the police, the way they see, I know sure they go.
What you not like for police?
Police.
Which I got it. They must give her money.
Oga, you see police, they too oppress people. They know they do their work, and many of them they don't go training. Then pass back, put them. Not all of them, search them, sir. They are not going to training. Then pass back, enter. That's why the operation is too much for the next Nigeria.
Make your child.
God forbid. Go do waiting.
Times our Nigerian police need better reform. This guy now, if I ask a question now, what do you not like about police? Just the year what you want to talk. Police are your friend now.
No be nowadays. Now before. Me I dey come for somewhere like this now. Back where I be fly before I enter bus the Coring Road. I dey come for Sapele. So they first day for there in the evening. This morning they still dey there. As they say, I wear clothes, I dey dress well.
You do this guy.
One or two things.
Everything.
So I just call a notice. They can't stop my bike. So other bikes they pass where girls sit down, where women sit down. They just stop my bike, collect the bike man key. They start to search me. They say search yourself. I say, officer, see my back. Na power bank dey inside and other things. He say open now. I be the craze. All these 1 or 2 things. So Sapele for Idogbo side. Not on Idogbo. I don't forget the street. So I was like, okay. Man, no go out rashly. Maybe they don't go say I no talk when I make a converse.
But anytime you see police, you dey fear.
Why I go fear? I don't carry any exhibit or anything.
But they suspect you.
They always suspect. They try to misunderstand me. So 1 or 2 things. So we just need to just remain calm.
But you like join police.
if my friend Papa be police, I go avoid that person.
Or you join EFCC.
I not do anyone.
Or DSS.
Not all of them are one.
Or vigilante.
All of them are one.
Waiting they happen.
Now waiting they happen. Now waiting they happen. Now waiting they happen.
Waiting they happen.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Italy the best.
All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's another beautiful episode of your favorite Rendezvous for Guys on television, and I'm talking about the Guys Hangout Show on independent television, reaching you live from Benin City, Edo State, Southside Nigeria, West Side Africa. Now, for starters, the Guys Hangout Show is a very, very interesting show that teaches men to put themselves first in a society where nobody cares about the feelings of men. All right, so we encourage men to prioritize themselves. I believe that it's only when you invest in yourself that you can give out to those around you. After all, you can't give what you don't have. My name is Harry Agboje, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join me on another beautiful episode of the show. Now, tonight I've got two gentlemen with me. Of course, they've been with me before, and we're doing this again. And let me begin with the one that sits far away from me. All right? To my far left is someone that is really passionate about everything that concerns guys. Okay? He goes by the name of Osas Zabi.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. It's great being here again today.
And it's great to have you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, and of course, seated next to Zabayo is someone else who is also very passionate about masculinity. He goes by the name of Benedict Ochagu. It's good to have you on the show, bro.
Were you thinking about it?
No, I was actually looking for a better way to introduce you.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure being here, knowing that you are listening and watching us from the comfort of your home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, once again here.
Okay, so gentlemen, we have something really serious to talk about. It's one of those very controversial subjects, and of course, you know that we live in a controversial era where certain things tend to offend certain people. Okay, so as guys, we come across some terms that we use, and some persons just get offended. And one of such terms is, jealousy and insecurity. All right. Now, there seems to be a thin line between both. How would you define jealousy and how would you define insecurity? Some persons believe that both of them are the same thing. Now, what's your take? How do you see both words? Do you think, they are the same, or do you think one is good and the other one is bad? So let me just hear your thoughts on it. Let me begin with you, Zabi.
Yeah. Okay. Like you said, actually, there's really a thin line between both of them, for someone being jealous and someone being insecure.
Yeah.
But they come from two different emotional standpoints. So I believe for jealousy is actually the very evil one. Everybody talks about evil is the sin, but the Bible has never talked about insecurity. The Bible has not told us that insecurity is a sin. But for jealousy, the Bible stands against that. Even the Quran.
Is jealousy a sin?
Yeah, of course, it's a sin. It's a sin. Now, how is jealousy a sin? Now, I see you progressing. I see something in you that I want. And because of that, I start hating.
Okay.
I start getting angry. I start having what ladies call mood swing.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing something in you that I need, but I can't have. So that is the standpoint of jealousy.
Okay.
Now, insecurity, basically, for me, I think or I believe that insecurity comes from me not having something, but you feeling I have something to offer, and then I now have to try to prove to you that I have something to offer, knowing deep down within myself that I'm totally empty. So at that moment, I become very insecure. So, insecurity as an emotion is something that can actually be worked on, and there are no casualties in the game. Okay. But for jealousy, you might record casualties.
Oh, really?
You might record casualties.
Oh.
But for insecurity, you might not record casualties. It's just that maybe you can learn on yourself, maybe balance up where you're lacking and all that. But for jealousy, there most likely will be casualties. When I make casualty, someone might definitely get hurt, or you might want to go into any means to make sure that. I think we're having a discussion backstage about a particular firm where most persons are fighting themselves and all that.
Okay.
This stems from jealousy, not insecurity.
Not insecurity.
You understand?
So jealousy is the bad one, not insecurity.
Exactly.
All right,
that's how I want to put it.
Okay.
let me put that disclaimer.
That's a fair way to put it. But let me hear what Benedict has to say. He just said that insecurity is not necessarily a bad thing. but jealousy is actually the destructive one. What's your take on that?
I don't agree.
Okay.
The reason is, for me, first let me say that I think you have broadened the context of this discourse.
Okay.
I thought I don't know whether I'm the one that misread it.
Okay.
It was supposed to be about in the context of love, relationship, and all that.
Yeah, of course, you could also do what you narrate to
which is
romance.
Which is a nice thing to do. But again, like Zabi tried to talk about the fact that jealousy is the bad thing. No, for me, jealousy is not bad. What Zabi was explaining in his analysis is envy. Jealousy is not a bad thing. Even God is a jealous God.
Yeah, I was going to make reference to how the Holy Book says that God, the Creator himself, is jealous.
Yeah, there is jealousy is not a bad thing, but again, in context, in grammatical context, some people seem to use interwove envy and jealousy.
I think it's the same thing that people do to the word pride. When you say someone is proud, you could be proud in a good way. Like I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my accomplishments. But proud could also mean arrogance. Right? So I guess that's the same thing that applies to.
So in context, for me, jealousy, if it is for romance, jealousy is not totally a bad thing.
Okay.
Because when you love, there will be elements of jealousy triggered in you. No matter how much you try to say, me, I don't care. If another man wants to have her, the man should have her. There must be something triggered in you. That is an offshoot of love.
Okay, so that's healthy.
That's healthy. But when it is taken beyond the boundary of relevance into insecurity, like he was trying to say, tends to be something, to be a function of an inner defect, and so we cannot excuse it.
And what inner defect are we talking about? Could it be
inner defect of emptiness, like he talked about emptiness and low self-esteem. And when it comes to men, when it comes to low self-esteem for men and emptiness, we must stay and address it, because we cannot allow men to be empty.
Yeah.
We cannot allow men to be bereaved of ideas. And so because of the position, the sacrosanct nature or the sacrosanct position that men occupy, because of how important the position of men in society are, I will always advocate that men deal with the problem of insecurity. Because what brings witchcraft sometimes is insecurity. It may seem to be an innocent word, but if it is unbridled, it can lead to a whole lot of other things. Like Zabi was trying to say that it can be managed, which is the correct way. Every man has an element of insecurity in him. You can't pretend about that. But if you have also the ability to manage it and put it under control, means that you have something beyond the insecurity itself. It means there's an element in you that is more powerful than insecurity. But if you are stuck with insecurity alone, that's a big problem.
Okay.
Right? So that is what we are trying to say, that love comes with a portion of jealousy. But insecurity with men, especially when it comes to do with a general workplace, can lead to so many things. For me, I want to say that instead of being insecure, work on yourself. Grow. When you grow, you will now find out that the next person is not your problem. That your problem was actually lack of growth.
Okay.
If Zabi is trying to do certain things, the reason why I will be feeling insecure when Zabi comes around to do his thing is that there is no value currency that I can also bring that will make me relevant around Zabi.
So you feel threatened by his presence?
I feel threatened by what he's doing. But if I have value currency, and then he's shining his shine, and I'm shining my own shine, then that self-esteem narrative will be gradually to erode away, and we'll become better, we'll become partners and not just competitors.
Yeah. All right.
So can I quickly let me strike on a part, because I believe that's where most of us want to really miss it.
Okay.
We believe that anything that has God in it is good. When the Bible says God is a jealous God, that doesn't make jealousy good. Because what happens to the people, if you now read it completely, what happens to the people that defeat? The Bible tells you what happened to them, right? Okay. So that shows you that jealousy is bad. Because God now being a jealous God means that if you now give what is due him to somebody else, there's a repercussion.
Okay.
Which something happens.
So the problem is with the repercussion.
There is always a repercussion. Okay. There is always something.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about. There's always casualties.
Okay.
So just God being a jealous God, there's always casualties.
Okay.
Well, Christians are not casualties.
All right.
I think I quite agree.
You're not getting
sometimes just in language, lexical context.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Bible was interpreted from the Hebrew and Greek.
Okay.
Sometimes the right word may not even be jealousy.
You see.
Okay, you understand? But okay, we are not here for Bible study.
All right, in case you're just joining us, it is the Guys Hangout Show on independent television, and the topic for tonight is jealousy versus insecurity. Now, you just said, Zabi, that wherever there's jealousy, there is likely going to be casualties, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I would like to ask you this. What would you rather have? A woman who's not jealous, a woman who doesn't quite care what you do with other women, or one who raises an eyebrow the moment she suspects that you're entertaining the advances of another woman?
Okay. So, so I think we're bringing into the context of relationship right now. So, but for relationship, I would always want to look at marriage, not dating. Okay. Because dating, anything can happen, anything goes. Nothing is cast. So I can just see your hairstyle and I'm done with you. I'm done with this relationship. You understand? Okay. But in marriages, there's nothing like I'm done with it. You're there, you're stuck here forever. You understand? So when it now comes to jealousy, then and insecurity in marriages, I believe that this majorly comes with the percentages are more from the feminine side than the male side. But whenever it comes from the male side, it's always very disastrous.
Okay.
That's where you see issues like wife beating and all that. But I believe that is actually unnecessary, because before settling down with somebody, it depends on what you saw with the person. Now, if you saw, if for example, when you were dating, what attracted you to the person is what will attract everybody. No, so I believe that's why most of the times guys are advised to go for ladies that have inner beauty. When we say inner beauty, actually, we don't even talk about beauty inside. We're just talking about some particular traits, some particular values and traits.
Women who are less physically attractive.
No, not that actually. Not that actually.
I think I tried to play safe here.
All right, go on. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is. I think you go for ladies that they have the value that everybody can see.
Okay.
And then another person sees the value and tries to admire it, and then you become insecure or you become jealous. So I'm trying to use both of them together now. So I believe that this is, like I said, insecurity is something you can work on. But jealousy is not something, they're bound to be casualties. Now, if you are being insecure, it's normal. For example, I have a very curvy wife, and then she's working ahead of me, and I'm behind, and I'm seeing guys trying to wow. Definitely, what's going on here? You understand? But that doesn't mean I'll not start getting angry with my woman, because this is the same thing I saw that I came after. You understand? But when you become jealous, you are seeing that she's attracting favors that you cannot attract, and then that devilish spirit of jealousy starts breeding in you. And when it starts breeding in you, you start taking actions, doing things you're not supposed to do. You start venturing into areas or angles you're not even supposed to look into. But for insecurity, it's bound to be there, definitely bound to be there, because you're saying that, what's going on here, you understand that kind of thing. But jealousy, it's like I keep saying, is the actually bad one. And I believe we try as much as possible to just kill it, or don't even venture towards there. But for insecurity, it's normal. Everybody has one particular area that is insecure. I can go into, like I've told you, I can go into a gathering where everybody is discussing football, I become insecure there because I don't really know much about football. You understand? But I can go into a gathering where of like minds and I will flourish. You understand? So the same thing, I'll be in a gathering flourishing, and then somebody is there, doesn't understand what's going on. I don't say be insecure. Like, what's going on? You understand? Right. So it's normal.
So just to be clear, you're saying that there is nothing good about jealousy.
There's nothing.
Jealousy can't be healthy in any way.
Never. I still stand by it. There's nothing. It doesn't build anything good.
Benedict, let me get your thought on this. What are the subtle ways, right? The very infinitesimal ways that people exhibit traits of jealousy, not just in relationships, but in interpersonal dealings.
Well, the thing is, I'm trying because there is a whole lot, but sometimes when I'm on air like this, I also try to keep a lot so that somebody will not go and begin to pinch on innocency of another person and say, this was what I heard on air. Yeah. This was what you understand. Okay. Because somebody, what I may say here may be just an innocent expression from another person. Yeah. And then because you heard it here, you just begin to say, okay, it means the way this person
begin to mirror somebody else's life against it.
That is the word. So I'm always very careful in making general examples. I just like just to establish an open-ended kind of thing, and then you make out of it whatever you will. But again, I think not being excited about somebody's success to the point where you want to do something to stop the person's success. That is one of the biggest ways. For me, at that point, like I always say, Zabi chose jealousy, me I chose envy at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, I call it envy.
All right.
So at the point where you be, naturally, if we are being sincere, when people are succeeding around you, there is a trigger in you that where you're now like, why this is not happening to me? Yeah. Because every man wants good thing to happen to them. So when you are seeing it around, you tend to question yourself, why am I not getting this thing? You feel a kind of a bit discomfort at some point, not always, at some point. And then also, knowledge will not teach you that everybody has their turn. Then immediately you will come up as, oh, let me celebrate those that he has gotten to their turn, yeah. Right? Then that is somebody who will really go far, the person that it will eventually get to his turn. For the one who always take it a step further, that I must stop there, that failure is sweet when everybody is involved. That's why it will never get to that person's turn. So, that is, I would like to restrict it there. I don't want to expand the analysis so that people will not begin to mirror people, like I said earlier, people's innocent expressions as, a kind of trait of jealousy or envy, whatever language you put.
All right, thank you very much, Benedict. Now, Zabi, let's take a look at the role of social media in all of this. We are in an era of, in fact, we're in the digital era, and much of what happens in our day-to-day lives, is made manifest on social media. So what influence do you think social media has on people and the way they express themselves vis-a-vis jealousy and the insecurity?
Yeah, so I think in 2019, we had a discussion like this on radio, and I made reference to a point because I'm an added user of LinkedIn. And then you go on LinkedIn, you see somebody posting BSc at 18, MSc at 20, PhD at 25, and then you're looking at yourself like, where did I miss it? You understand? So this is for persons you don't know. But for your circle, you're seeing progress. You're seeing these guys aiming, achieving this, achieving that. It's
smashing goals.
Smashing goals. So I think I'm going to use myself as an experience and then as an example, and then I just break it down with the experience. Now, instead of going into jealousy, like, I'm supposed to be having this, I'm supposed to be getting this, I think what I personally do, I study the process of how they get there.
Okay.
So back then when I was working with a firm, I met top thinkers and big thinkers, and I started seeing how they're making progress. And would I say it's jealousy? No, definitely not jealousy, because I started going through the background to see how they made it and how they got it. Started doing my research, started going through their processes, the certifications they've done, the trainings they've gone through and all that. And I started taking myself through those trainings and the certifications. So that is, I think that's what draws the thin line between jealousy and then realization, like, I want to be like this person now. Most persons will think, oh, you're jealous in the person you want to, but no, I know there's a process. Okay. And then I can go through that thing. This person can go through this process. I too can go through the same process and be like this person.
All right.
Yeah, so I think that's what draws the thin line. That's what actually casts the difference between being jealous and then being realistic.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Benedict, what he just said borders more or paints a picture of laziness on the part of some persons. Okay, he took his time to study the people in question and figure out how they achieved their goals and all of that. Does that not give us the impression that some persons just don't have, should I say, the energy to follow through to get to the point where, you know, the people that they are envious of, so to speak, went through? Do you think laziness has a thing to do with this?
Yeah, it does. The one thing is the laziness, the mental laziness, the laziness of the mind, the function in the thought processing mindset. For example, like he was trying to say that he saw some persons doing great things and then I find out, okay, what's the process? As a guy, one of the ways you know that there's problem, that you might not go far if you don't deal with it, is when you embrace people's glory without trying to find their story.
Their story, okay.
Yeah, you must find out people's stories, and their story may not be basically exactly like yours, but you must also find a pathway of that story to create your own story and know that it's not going to be an easy thing in the process. So you have to find out, like he said, he need to also go and try getting certificate. It may not necessarily be that he got exact certification as some of them got.
True.
But again, when they eventually met at the table, it means that he has gone through his own process and this one, and he's now qualified to have conversation with them.
So he became relevant in the scheme of things.
In the scheme of things, not necessarily because he got exact qualification, but also because he has also learned the principle of paying price to also get some of those things. So me, I feel if you look at it and say, what makes this person outstanding? Then you also need to find out your own strength. One of the things that breeds jealousy is that people want to be envious of people who are not even going their direction. Yeah. For example, if you are saying, like my pastor would say, if you are saying I am envious of you, find out whether what interests you is what interests me.
Okay.
You may buy a car.
In other words, it might not even be the same.
You may buy a car, and I come around, maybe you see my face, you feel I'm being jealous. Maybe car is not even my dream in the next 1 year. That's not my pursuit. So find out if a car is my pursuit, or maybe you bought a brand of car. Find out if I do fancy that brand of car before you say I'm being jealous. So sometimes what you need to do is find out where you are going to. Find out, create a roadmap, and then look forward to becoming better. If you can focus on becoming better in your own life, so all of this envy, jealousy will really die down. Because people can be doing well in their own choosing line. That may not be your life. And so one time this one succeeds here, you are envious of this one succeeds, you are envious of this one. Before you know what happened, you are in the game of trying just to pull everybody down and everything just. So it's about building yourself. So that when Zabi comes, and Zabi is speaking as a mathematician, for example, I know he's very good with calculation. You understand? And then I speak as a journalist. My drive is not to be a better mathematician, for example, than Zabi. My drive is to be a better journalist than I am today.
Because that's your profession.
You understand, than I am today. Or maybe, okay, going into the business line, because Zabi is also a businessman. But we are not into the same line of business. I'm happy seeing him do what he does, and then I am also happy doing what I do.
Okay.
Right? My goal is to be better doing what I do. And then, again, I will also be happy that he gets better, so that when we meet at the echelon, the top echelon, we'll be able to have conversation. And life is easier at that level.
Okay, life is easier at that level. Now, Zabi, what do you think, or how do you think communication can reduce jealousy and insecurity, you know, in relationships, not just in romantic relationships, but, you know, across board?
Education?
Communication. Yes.
Communication. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think I'm a very big advocate for communication. Not just communication, effective communication. You can actually be communicating and then it's not being effective. So I think when it comes to jealousy and insecurity, most of the times, majority, 100% of the time, is people don't study or understand the process that the person used in getting whatever the person got, you understand? So I think I was just thinking about this earlier, like, I think in fact, the only way that kills jealousy and insecurity is understanding the process.
Okay.
So if, I would really advise most persons that are actually making it out there, and I think LinkedIn has been a very good platform for that, where people tend to maybe explain the processes of how they got it, especially for legal means. When it comes to, for example, we grew up in Benin City, you see a lot of guys succeeding, and then you are a bit like, wow, you're supposed to be age mates, this guy is succeeding, and then you go back and look at the process, and then you now tell yourself, God forbid I do this. You understand? So there are so many successes you see, and then you just tell yourself, God forbid I do this, and then you become contented. Because you're like, definitely I can't go through this process. Okay. Just the same way for some ladies too, they see their colleagues rising up in the office, not knowing that the colleague is sleeping with the boss. Small big girl. And then you're already envious, you're already jealous. And then you now find out the process, and you're like, so you immediately become contented. Okay. So I believe when we communicate much, like for example, I'm seeing you, and I like what I see. And I'm communicating I communicate with Benedict, like, I like what I say. And he's like, don't look at what that guy went through. You can't go through it. Yeah. I don't understand the process. So I believe effective communication actually helps to reduce and kill jealousy and insecurity.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, as we begin to wrap up, in fact, we have less than a minute. So you're going to be saying this in less than a minute, Benedict. What's your final word, to young people out there who feel intimidated by their peers and probably don't have the energy to forge ahead? Just in less than a minute.
Be patient with yourself and take it easy on yourself. And then again, try to get better. Your speed, your pace may not be like theirs, but if you are getting better daily or weekly, before you know, you will get to a point where you just tell yourself that I have done well for myself. Okay. If you can get to that point, then you have conquered.
I like the part where you said, I have done well for myself. You're not doing well for anybody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's yourself you're doing it for. Yeah. So that will help you to curb the spirit of jealousy and envy or insecurity, okay? No, we are all going to succeed individually. The only thing that matters is what Benedict said, that we get to that point where we are all relevant on the same table, right? Not a situation where you think that other person's success is a threat to your own success, okay? We don't all have the same calendar. That other person is running in his own lane and you're running in your own lane. The most important thing is that we all succeed at the end of the day. And not just succeed, but succeed in the right way. Well, I want to say a very big thank you to my guests, Zabi Osas and of course Benedict Ochagu, for doing me the honor of being on the show with me tonight. And I hope that the next time I call on you, you would oblige me. Sure. All right, thank you so much. My name is Harry Aigboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, ensure that you do the right thing always, okay? Do not dabble into anything that you'll regret in the future. Of course, if you look around you, there are lots of young people that are doing crazy things just to succeed. You don't want to look back, in the next, say, 10 years and begin to ask yourself why you took the route that you took. Do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and bye for now. Good night.
Certainly the best. certainly the best.
Welcome to another edition of your program, Hitches and Voices. On this program, our conversation centers around persons with disability. My name is Kingsley Okoje. Don't forget that this program is brought to you by Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disability, NADVID. NADVID is a non-governmental organization based here in Benin City that is advocating for the rights of persons with disability. Special apologies today because we are unable to have our sign language interpreter, which is meant to cater for our deaf audience. But subsequently, we'll be able to fix that and we'll have a sign language interpreter on set. Today is the 12th of June, 2026. It's Democracy Day, a day set aside to celebrate our democracy. I don't know if I can still refer to our democracy as nascent because we've gone more than a decade and that's no mean feat. On the program today, our attention is going to settle around the subject of democracy and disability participation. And who is best to have this conversation with us? We have with me in the studio a very revered and highly distinguished personality, Melody Omosa Esquire, one who has cast a niche for himself, not only in the disability community, but in our nation. I'll call him a national treasure because he's behind the conceptualization of the Braille Ballot Guide, a voting material that is meant to aid voting for the visually impaired. So you can understand why I call him a national treasure. Barrister Omosa, welcome to Hitches and Voices.
Thank you very much. Always a delight when I have the opportunity to be with our audience and viewers.
Welcome. I'd like to say a big thank you to our audience who are following on radio and those of you who have taken out time to follow us on television as well. A big shout out to the management of ITV for walking the talk when it comes to disability inclusion. They have made Hitches and Voices a household name in Edo State by ensuring that this program comes to you live on television and on radio simultaneously. But back to the subject. Today we are talking democracy. Like I said, I don't know if I can refer to our nation's democracy as nascent. I would like to have your overview on this. What's your take on Nigeria democracy? Do you think it has properly evolved? Do you think our democracy can rank among celebrated democracy in other climes?
All right, thank you so very much. Thank you, viewers and listeners, for joining us again on Hitches and Voices. 29th May 2026, our democracy became 27 years, and that in an economy that is stable, in developed societies, if when things go according to plan, a man or a woman that is 27 years is already a father or a mother, have graduated, has started living their life. So by no stretch of imagination should our democracy again be referred to as nascent. 27 years down the line.
He's a grown man.
A fully grown man. And I'm happy that today, of course, that leads me back. Chief Anthony Enahoro was said to have moved for the independence of Nigeria in 1959 at the Western House of Region, the Western House. Then, when he was but 26 years. So, when juxtaposed against our democracy, the Fourth Republic, that is already 27, you agree with me readily that it is not a baby anymore. But it's a long way. But of course, when juxtaposed with other democracies, United States, France, and all that, well, we are still a very long way away. But we're talking about June 12th, the 12th of June, and I'm sure many of these present, the Gen Z generation, they call them, except they do a little bit of history, may not have known why June 12th.
But unfortunately, history has been taken away
from our curriculum. Very unfortunately. You recall that on the 29th of May 1999, the military handed over to a civilian elected government, and the President Olusegun Obasanjo became the president, and that day was set aside as democracy. But down the line, there was a clamor that before May 2029, there was a June 12th, where MKO Abiola, Moshood Kasumu Olayiwola Abiola, was elected by an election that are then adjudged to be the freest and fairest election that was organized, where he won, had a landslide victory on the way to become the Third Republic president on the 12th of June 1993. Unfortunately, that process was cut short in that the elections were annulled, I think on the 23rd of June that same year, by the then head of state, General Badamasi Babangida. And of course, a year after, he declared himself in 1994 as the elected as president, saying that the military under Abacha was unwilling to hand over to him. He was incarcerated, and in 1998 he died. The first from his own part of the region, Ogun State and the whole of the western region, continued to clamor that he should be recognized as an elected president, even though that process was cut short because he was sliding to victory very comfortably before that whole process was stopped. So for the Western states, they continue to recognize June 12th as Democracy Day. That for them, that is the proper day of democracy, and would even declare those days as public holiday. But Mohammed Buhari, of blessed memory, the president between 2015 and 2023, I think a year or two before he left office, recognized June 12th and declared it a Democracy Day. What this president has done now is that June 12th is not, no, I think Buhari recognized that Abiola actually won the election and that he declared him as a former president. But this administration has properly recognized June 12th as Democracy Day. And instead of having a public holiday on the 29th of June, 29th of May, June 12th has now been declared as Democracy Day. However, the handing over day and change of government from one administration to another remains on the 29th of May because it's a constitutional matter. But my take would be that the National Assembly should allow this to reflect. This is popularly accepted to move our Democracy Day by 13 days from May 29th to June 12th. Not, however, this administration or parent elected president and National Assembly, state governors and state houses of assembly benefiting from it. But this administration can do that so that whosoever is elected next will know that the taking over date and handing over date will not be on June 12th. No need to recognize May 29th and also recognize June 12th simultaneously as Democracy Day. So that's the brief history of what has happened. So Nigeria is no longer, we are a grown adult, and we should be seeing some features of an adult who is actually growing and in charge.
All right, you said something very stunning, that a 26-year-old Auntie Naro moved for the independence of Nigeria. Yes. And I'm wondering where our current 26 years old, where they are now. I'm sure they are out there hustling for jobs, trying to get themselves one employment or the other. Meanwhile, years ago, a young Anthony Naro had the opportunity to be in an assembly where he could move that motion. One would have expected that we would have evolved to a point where we have younger people in position of authority to impact governance. But like you said, a 27-year-old child is a grown man, and there are certain things expected of him. We are hoping that we'll continue to mature. But let's come back to disability participation now. There's the issue of democratic inclusion. Do you think our democracy as it stands today is more inclusive of persons with disability? And what does democratic inclusion looks like?
All right, thank you very much. In democracy, we say there's always a social contract between the government and the people. And that is what distinguish or differentiate the system of government to other types of government. Whether the monarchical system of government that is largely by hereditary, or the authoritarian system of government, or the theoretical system of government, where people take either by religious inclination or by other forms assume rulership position, not even leadership. But any form of democracy, being parliamentary, presidential, provided the people have the free choice, can participate and decide who their elected representatives will be. It is said that the people willingly donate their power to their representative, and therefore a social contract exists between the government and the governed. And I think that opportunity to participate in those who lead you should be the starting point. You don't wake up and say government is not responsive and responding to the yearnings of their citizenry, when in the first place you have no say whatsoever in either due to lethargy or you fail to perform your civic responsibility, or the opportunity to so do was not even provided in the first place. The point I'm struggling to make is that democracy starts from when the people are able to participate and decide who leads them. And it is to that extent that inclusion should be the bedrock and the watchword of every system, democratic system, that is aimed at bringing everyone on board. And to how inclusive can we say the democracy is for persons with disability, I would say the conversation is on, but we are yet not there at all. We have started because I recall that I and the organization I lead, NAVID, or Network for the Advancement of People with Disabilities, were a part of a process where we campaigned for Access Nigeria Disability Vote Matter campaign, where we engaged the Independent National Electoral Commission, the National Assembly, and other relevant governmental bodies to the end that they would make our electoral process and open enough for participation by persons with disabilities.
All right, we'll go to the issue of electoral participation. They usually say that in democracy, majority have their way, and the minority can have their say.
And only have their say, yeah.
I know that the community of persons with disability, we are in a minority in terms of our population and in our democracy. Would you say we've had our way, or we've been able to have our say, even though we can't have our way?
Well, I don't know how much you are in minority. It depends on what your calculations are. We are talking about over 35 million persons with disability in this country. And if we are able to harness that, everyone come together, I think the community of persons with disability as a constituency can sway election in any direction in this country if we properly harness. By what margin, what was the participation of the vote in the 2023 election between the candidate? We had a little over 25 million people participating in that election. And so I wouldn't really say that we have, as a constituency, that we are
in the minority.
Of course, if in any case we say that we are the largest minority. That is how we like to brand ourselves. But of course, we know that we are not a political party, and so we belong everywhere. But the point will be that when it comes to advocacy for inclusion of this demography, the women group, for instance, and started long before, even the youth. Certain things were considered for the women and the youth group that we still yet do not have as a constituent.
All right, we'll stay on that subject, but we'll go on a quick break now. When we come back, our conversation continue with the Executive Director, Navi Melody Omosa. Let's go on a quick break, and we'll be right back. It's still Hitches and Voices on Independent Television and Radio. My name is Kingsley Okoje, and our subject for discuss today is democracy and disability participation. And before we went on that break, my guest disagreed with me that the community of persons with disability, we are not in the minority. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million, and it is estimated that the disability population in Nigeria is well over 30 million. So that is not a minority, or we'll call it the largest minority, like you said. Let's go to the issue of electoral participation. INEC at a time talked about inclusion. It was a big issue within our electoral conversation. But I recall in the last election, it seemed to me, my personal opinion, judging from what I heard from other persons with disability who were in the field, that INEC seemed to have relaxed in terms of their commitment to disability participation in the electoral process. Where I voted, for instance, there were no Braille ballot guide, not just for me, for other persons with disability who were there. People complained that there were no instructional materials for the deaf. Elections were held in places where wheelchair could not access. So a lot of persons on wheelchair would rather stay at home rather than suffer themselves to go to a polling unit that is not accessible. So when it comes to participating in the electoral process, either as voters, let's even stay with voting. What's your take? Where are we on that?
All right, thank you very much. Like I said, there was this campaign where we tried to deepen inclusion in our electoral process with INEC, and we very well believe that engaging was the way to go. So we did not only advocate, but we were actually on ground to prefer a solution. That's where the Braille ballot guide you talked about was designed in the first place. First piloted in Osun State in 2018 gubernatorial election that held on the 18th of September 2018, and thereafter deployed nationally at the 2019 general election. One would have expected that there will be a progressive use and coverage in terms of distribution of the use of the Braille ballot guide. And Braille ballot guide is a system by which visually impaired and blind voters can access the ballot independently and be able to vote for candidates and parties of their choice. Like I mentioned, used nationally in 2019. After then, we continue to engage INEC to find out how we were progressing. Since then, in every election, we have always monitored. I'm always been on the field to see the inclusion and the deployment of materials for the blind, the hearing impaired, even those with albinism, the provision of magnifying glasses for them to use. And what I see is that, like you noted, INEC seemed not, the momentum seemed to have dropped. I wouldn't know what happened. I recall that not only did we provide this guide, these materials, assistive materials for INEC, we also embarked on collecting data to know where voters with disabilities, the polling units, they vote, so that with that record, INEC can deploy materials made for the individual voters to use depending on the disability type. And we also ensure that the CVRO, Continuous Voters Registration, that INEC now have, would, in the process of registering, you would have your disabilities type and stated in the form, so that they know firsthand that you are one with a disability, and on election day, seamlessly you'll be able to participate in the process. But that's not what we are saying. INEC has always had this logistic problem. And I think that for a group of persons with disabilities, for that matter, it should not be much a problem. Even though we know nationally they do have their challenge. But I would say that from what I monitored in the last election, I'm not impressed at the pace INEC is going. I think that, yes, it's fine that we had this problem in 2018 when it was piloted, 2019 it was used nationally, and given the obstacles the election, if in the obstacles the election, organizing the election for a state like Edo, Ondo and all that, you cannot successfully deploy these materials for the persons with disabilities to participate in the system, I wonder what happens in general elections.
I mean, like you said, this is a 27 years democracy. And we would expect that at this stage, disability participation in elections should be a given. It should not be something we are still urging INEC, trying to encourage INEC to do. It should be a foregone conclusion that persons with disability can indeed participate in the electoral process, because the electoral process is accessible and inclusive. So we can only call on INEC to do the needful. Let's move over to representation. Do you think that persons with disability are adequately represented in leadership and in governance?
Well, they are not. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability 2006, Article 29 has asks that state parties should open their political and public space for the participation of persons with disability. And that was also ratified by the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Act of 2018. But what do we have? I think that as we tinker with our Constitution, we have had the Fifth Amendment, and of course, the National Assembly is also making move to further come with amendment. I think we need to have seats reserved for persons with disability. It's not enough to come up and say by political parties, where for some of them will say,
but they say power is not served a la carte.
Well, we are talking about representation.
Of course,
and, government must be seen to be protective of the weakest, of the minority, of the vulnerable. And a minimum standard. Why are women asking for a 35% affirmative reserve for them?
Women?
For why are they asking that certain seats should be, 1/3 of the seats should be reserved for women participation? That's why I said that the youth, of course we have, power is not served a la carte, but we have the not too young to run be speaking to the participation of youth. But why are we not having something specifically directed at persons with disability, protecting their representative rights in the executive and in the legislative arm of
sorry for cutting
that of the
without mentioning any political party. I heard over the news that a particular political party has mentioned that as part of their policy, women and persons with disability who want to contest under their platform will be given their expression of interest free at a very minimal discount.
I say that is tokenism. That is just, that's playing to the gallery. It's like, oh, the Kingsley Okojen has the money to buy the form and I do not have, and we are contesting for the same point. You have paid for the form and I've given the form free. Who do you think the party will hand over the tickets to? The one that did not pay to contest and the one that paid for it. until they make such persons their candidate to say, okay, we have reserved because this person have indicated interest, this party is presenting this person to run for that seat, then there's no guarantee. And even where parties are willing to do that, what is the assurance that other parties will follow suit? So I think the way to go is to have a constitution amended, to have a represent, and it is done in all democracies. There are
like in Uganda, for instance.
Yes, in Uganda, even in Iran, in Iran and in Iraq, for instance, I know very well, which is an Arab nation. They have certain seats for the reserved for the Christian population, a certain percentage, right? That is an Islamic country, and so we see that everywhere that certain group must have some level of protection. That is not all they should have, but at least we shouldn't have a 360 National Assembly members with no one representing the disability community and issue. Like I said, we are not just only a community, we are a constituent, and our issues should be so seen. So I think that we will do more to amend our constitution to guarantee some level of protection. That way, it will be a far cry for disability representation. You look at the executive, you talk about women, you talk about youth. How many governor or president have in their cabinet a one with a disability holding a substantive position, apart from what they try to do sometimes, having an SSA on disability matters?
All right. But very quickly, in 30 seconds, I've known you over the years. I've seen people in politics and in governance. I don't think some of them have some of the qualifications that you have to contest. Looking at the future, are you considering? I hope you know what I'm saying. Are you considering contesting for any elective position? Because I know you are more than qualified, more than qualified than some of the persons I see out there. Would you consider that?
Not for the moment, and
yes.
We'll see what the future holds. But
because I'm preparing to be your campaign manager.
Thank you so much for offering that. But I actually want to see that our system change and our democracy, our electoral process have such integrity that people will believe participating will not be shortchanged.
All right, there's a wrap on the program today. Such an interesting conversation, always with the Executive Director, Navid Melody Omosa Esquire. It is our hope that as our country's democracy continue to evolve, that disability participation will become more inclusive and accessible for persons with disability. My name is Kingsley Okoje. Spot the hitch and be a voice. Goodbye.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
The threat of global warming is real. You have seen the destruction of lives and property as a result of incessant flooding. Make the environment a conducive place for all to live in. Stop polluting the environment. Protect the environment today. This message is brought to you courtesy Independent Television and Radio.
ITV, certainly the best.
Joining us on this week's edition of the program, Icons. Icon is a program designed where we showcase individuals and personalities who have made a mark in their chosen profession. And so you learn from their story to enhance your productivity, your efficiency, your effectiveness, and your output generally. The program was designed to ensure that we give value to life from the experiences of those who are contemporaries, those who have gone ahead of us to achieve so much in the society. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, your host on the program. Our guest today is a chief. Of course, you may know him, you may not know him, but I'm sure if you've been following all the happenings in the entertainment industry, particularly
Nollywood, you definitely will know Chief Iyobosa Legema, Fellow Directors Guild of Nigeria. He was the inaugural chairman, Association of Movie Producers Edo State Chapter. Is a legend of Nollywood, Hall of Fame Nollywood, producer of the iconic movie Anini Siege on a Nation. Is an actor, producer, director, scriptwriter, cultural ambassador, and has been in the industry for 51 years with his craft. It's a delight to have Chief Henry Iyobosa Legema with us on the program Icons today. Chief, it's good to have you here.
Beautiful to be here again.
I mean, you call me Chief. I was expecting to see all of those cultural things that most people would wear, the long beads and the regalia and all of those. But all the same, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
51 years in the industry, Nollywood. How would you describe the beginning of this journey? Was it something you always wanted to do, or it was a happenstance, a coincidence? Were you born with silver spoon, diamond spoon, bronze spoon, or a wooden spoon, just like me? Or maybe without no spoon at all. Without spoon at all.
I am Chief Emmanuel Zeko's son.
Okay.
And I will tell you, I come from one of the very rich families from this past. And we are wealth and royalty, you know. So that's my background.
And so which means you were born with diamond spoon?
All the spoons. Yes. My being in the craft or in the art has never been a mistake. It's been deliberate. Though formal education, I had no art-related courses at all.
Interesting.
I have degrees in engineering, electrical engineering. You know, I have never done one art, course in any university. You know, but I grew up in a home where art culture was very prominent. You know, like Legema's son, we had a very big Ewodo, courtyard in the house where every weekend we used to have comedians come in, the old stock comedians, those ones who speak Benin, the Rainbows, there's Obidodo, this one was the cripple, Chief Dele Nye, who was the head of the character of Uganda. So they used to come to the old man's courtyard those days, weekends, to perform. So that thing stuck. And when I got to the primary school, and I had this Mr. Shola from Ife, a young Yoruba teacher, he was a primary school teacher, and he introduced pantomime, like this drama without language.
Okay.
And the thing, I got attracted, knowing where I'm coming from and seeing this too, And we started doing drama in school, and of course in the 70s, 72, 73, we started the NTA. And we started the Junior TV Club with Keto Kichime, So it's been like that all the way. But it got to a point where I was supposed to graduate or go to school. My parents insisted that you must do engineering.
No, that was the thing there. Whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer.
And in my house, my eldest brother heard this course, and he had a degree according to my parents. My eldest like that.
You must follow that pattern.
Until he got to me, and my point now was engineering. So I was made to read there, even when I didn't like it. So I just read the thing, gave them their certificate, and continued.
With your passion.
Now, in Benin those days, we had the likes of Akin Kiru, O.J. Ben Risky, Martimilion, Olu Obaseki, Sam Loko, that route of actors and practicing actors. So I had the Professor Rosa Osara, Professor Oyila Smaller. These were all actors in this town.
Professor Ewosa Osara,
from a fantastic actor.
VC in Ayo. Wow.
Yes, fantastic actor. Professor Oyila Smaller, another fantastic actor. So we're all contemporaries in this town, and those days it was the passion, not what you can make from it. We used to take from my parents and all that to sponsor programs, because we're doing school runs, we take drama to schools those days, in Midwest, to Bendel, to Edo, So it was not, we will probably invest like then, like 50, 20, 200 naira for a school loan.
Yeah.
And you end up making like 15 kobo. And you're about 12 or 15 of you are going to do that.
It will go around.
How are you going to share? So we just buy crush
and then
drink it together.
I'll be happy.
By tomorrow morning, you're the first to get to Riaza because you're already, looking forward to doing the next one.
Interesting.
So the passion was great, and it developed, our craft so much because we were all talented in our own different ways. Then there used to be this Kasma Sulema was my father's tenant of forestry. They sent him to one of these eastern blocks those days to learn puppetry, cartoon and puppetry. So when he came back, he created a whole different line for me, from just stage work, So that was what attracted me to television, apart from the Nigerian, where we had the Junior TV Club those days in MTV to NTA, So we started doing television productions, and of course I would go do guest artists with the Arts Council then. And the Arts Council was a complete theater ensemble. Band, drama, dance, complete, up to textiles making, So I will abandon school and spend more time in the Arts Council premises. So I was honed properly, I was, the performance was imbibed in me, and I became who I am today. I have never practiced engineering one morning, apart from youth service days. Till tomorrow I have not practiced engineering one day. I can even tell you I don't know where my certificates but I feel complete every time I'm doing this business.
So how did your parents react to this? I mean,
initially they didn't like it. They didn't like it. When my father saw, we went through like 6 countries in Europe, and the newspapers cuttings that I brought, I showed it to my father. He looked at it and said, well, this is still nothing.
He said what?
This is still nothing. You should be. He wanted me to work with ROEB.
Rural Electricity Board.
Yes, that's what he wanted. He wanted me to work. I went twice. And ROEB gave contract to Com Davis, one electrical contractor here in Benin. They made me carry pole. They were down, they were just wearing that upper mission, upper Lawani, and Com Davis had that contract. They made me carry, what we call the insulator, boulder, up a pole, and I dread height actually. So I got halfway, looked down, looked up, I said, okay, this is not for me. This is not for me, But when I'm on stage, I can climb up to 200 feet and not feel it.
Interesting.
So I feel complete every time I'm doing any contributed business.
So what would you say was your major breakthrough? Okay, maybe before we talk about your major breakthrough, just give us an insight into when you had your first stint in a major movie as an actor. I mean, with all the trainings, all the indoctrination that you had.
That was about 77, about 79, 80. NTA had this drama production directed by David O'Reilly, and starred Smart Ekweku and Marty Miriam with Felice Odia, then one lady, Jet Amata's sister.
Okay.
Mena Admata. And I was thrilled with the script. That title, I remember, was called Prejudice, The Prejudice, TV Playhouse then. And they made me play a student. I got stuck with that. So every week that we were rehearsing for the TV Playhouse, I would want to have a bit of that. So that was how I got broken into television, properly.
Okay.
And now I could star as an actor on that. And then I went to give food to Chief Robert Ogundi when he came to do, when they were creating the...
As a famous magician?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't a magician.
Okay.
It was a proper thespian. He was a true actor and musician. He wasn't a magician. I don't think he even performed that, But in his ensemble, he had all those kind of fire eaters, people who, so he had a complete theater, raw theater, So it was the DG or the head of the national federal government asked him to create a national troop. Because the Chinese national troop just visited. You know.
So we wanted to replicate that in the country.
And they were 415 on a stage.
415?
Yes, the troop, the ensemble was 415. So the federal government wanted that replicated, but they said, okay, make 200. So Ogunde went through all the states, doing auditions and all that. And, you know, the Ogundes were very close to my family. My immediate sister is married to one of the sons. You know, they're in the U.S. now. He's the only one who didn't practice act in the family.
Okay.
He's a child career, he's based in the U.S. now. You know, so, you know, my mother used to make his food because his food was different. You know, aforiro, amala, or cornmeal. So I used to take him to him at Plaza, not Plaza, what they call it, the hotel where this thing is now by the NNPC, the South African hotel, by Sapler Road, by after, you know,
is it Motown? Not a
Motown hotel there.
Okay. Yeah. Where you have Protea today?
Protea, yes, that's what I was trying to get. So I took food to him, and I saw he was casting for a stage production. I mean, for a film. And I said, I can't do this. He said, but you don't speak Yoruba. I said, if you speak it, I can speak it. He said, okay, come. So I went with them to Ososa. I was in Ososa for 1 month.
Whoa.
That was my first break into the film industry.
Interesting.
So after that, I contributed scripts for Things Fall Apart.
Chinua Achebe?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, you must situate your script for the production. If you are adapting the script for film, you must have what we call cliffhangers on. The cliffhanger is what will make you want to see the next episode. So those were not in what Chinua Achebe wrote. Those were the things we added. Added them somewhat, but they were cliffhanger.
Yeah, to keep that
you know, you must keep the suspense. Yeah, you want to see what happened. Yeah. So I was able to do that. You know, by 73, I was already writing scripts for MTV. You know, I wrote it Care as a small boy. 73. It cannot go Kodomagula. I wrote that in 1973. You know, so that's how it's been. And until I started doing my own thing. I did the Trials of Ekwase, I shot Modion, I did Agmanima and all that, until I now did, I shot Talimi. I tell you how it started. I was in the club, Benin Club that time, and very late in the night, Charlie Temple challenged me, say, you guys, you just drink and be useless, you know that. I say, look, my uncle, the police officer, that's Charles Dawsa's uncle. Okay. Charles is my cousin, by the way. Okay. Late Charles Dawsa, Charlie Temple, my cousin. You know, challenged me and said, you guys will just get drunk and get home and sleep. I said, look at, people are doing productions. Somebody shot a Unity. Somebody wrote, I said, I've even written the script on Anini. He said, go and sit down. When will you have the time? From 5, 6, you are here in the club. You don't leave until 3 a.m. and all that. I said, I had it. And Victor Gewani, Partnership Investment, was there. He said, if you can do it, I will put money. I drove to my house that night to get the script, brought the script. By the time I got there, Victor, Temple had left, but Victor was still there. So I gave him the script. The next morning, he called me and asked me to come to Lagos. On the Monday, that day was a Saturday. So Monday, by Sunday evening, I was already in Lagos. Monday, I went to his office in GI. Lo and behold, gave me money to shoot. I mean, I brought 16 stars from Lagos and lodged them in Benin for 1 month.
In shooting Anini?
Yes. You know, I went to the police, got special permit from Tunji Alapini, who was commissioner of police here. You know, we used to play golf together and we became very close friends. So when I told him what I wanted, he gave me 40 guns, but unserviceable guns. They gave us 2 policemen to guard those guns every time we go. So we chartered a vehicle with the guns inside, and we had the 2 policemen inside. One of the policemen gave me one small explosive. I said, do you know we can service this gun? And they start to fire. And I said, okay. He told me how much I paid.
And you serviced this gun?
They serviced the 40 guns.
And they were actually firing?
I bought 22,000 black bullets. That was what we used to have. At the end of the shoot, those guns were returned to the armory and it became the gains of the police.
Wow.
You know.
Wow, wow, wow.
So, and you know, I took Anini to his period, to his time, his setting. If you see all the vehicles used, were the vehicles used at that period. Police uniforms, number plates, and all those. So those are some of the things we don't even bother about anymore these days. Because of AI and technology.
So that would be one of your highest points in the industry, shooting Anini as well?
Yes. Financially, no.
What do you mean financially? No. I mean, you got sponsorship. The movie had reviews.
It was not a financial success.
It wasn't a financial success. Why?
Because you see, my executive producer is a financial guru. You know, a businessman who will invest. He was a stockbroker, so he will invest, and monies must come almost immediately, because he has his own range and period for investment, you know. But as a filmmaker, I don't have that. I make films and let it run its course. So we got New Metro in South Africa involved to actually market Anini.
Okay. Okay.
You know, but they were dragging their feet because they too are not settled, you know. They were supposed to deal with us instead of Silverbird. It was when they missed our deal fell through that they now hooked on to Silverbird, who became their distribution in Nigeria. Otherwise, Anini was supposed to be the very first movie for distribution with them. You know, New Metro is a South African company.
Okay.
They own MTN and all that.
Okay.
St. Maurice, the cigarette. Yeah. They own all of that. So, 8 months after production, Anini was not coming out. My executive producer got impatient. So he started all sorts of, well, they took me to court and all that.
Oh, really?
So I was forced to now give Anini to Onitsha marketer.
And that's what killed the viability of commercialization.
The man gave us check. 5 days after I gave him, but he called me, I went to Onitsha, he gave me a check for 1 million naira. I brought the 1 million naira to Partnership Investment. He said, am I mad? If I must bring money, I must bring, first of all, my investment.
What was the total investment in Anini?
Partnership's money, Victor Gilmore's money in Anini was 3.4 million naira.
At that time?
At that time. And my own personal investment was about 1.9. You know. But I tell you, I appreciate what Victor Gilmore did in my life. It's actually the start point for my life as an actor, as a filmmaker.
Okay.
You know. All the clout I enjoyed today was from that belief in me, you know, and he supported it through and through. You know, we only got messed up with the marketer, the Igbo marketer, who is usually who they are. You know, he will print 10,000 copies of Anini. He will print 2,000 copies of Anini and put in his shop. He sells his 10,000 outside the shop, distributes around the country. Every time you come, you still see 2,000 copies. Oga producer, he no move market. He no move market. You will count, you still, maybe 1 or 2, they will move 1 or 2 or 10.
Meanwhile, he's making lots, selling lots and
all over the country.
My goodness.
Before we released Anini in Nigeria, we released Anini in England, in the UK.
That's piracy at its highest peak.
The marketer was pirating himself. He wrote on the jacket in the UK, not to be sold in Nigeria.
Meanwhile, he was selling in Nigeria.
He was selling in the UK. That particular cover, the jacket, he wrote, the one that was selling in the UK and Europe, he wrote not to be sold in Nigeria. Meanwhile, he had released with a different jacket in Nigeria. Myself and Victor were inside, we were not making money. He was making all the money. Though the man is mad on the channel. I didn't cause that. Maybe karma, you know. Victor saw that jacket in the UK and thought I had released it in the UK. And I was telling him no money.
And then he took it to court.
That's how we went to court. You know. I'm sure he looked at it and said, okay. He actually realized I was completely innocent. We were both victims.
Yeah.
He let the case slide. You know. That's how it's been. But thank God for Little Mercies. It gave me my first, in fact, in the whole of Nigeria, my film, Anini, got the highest nomination, AMA Award, 2006. Highest nomination, 9 nominations, 1 movie.
Wow.
You know. And then Sitengi, and then of course I was started coming in all over the world. I was invited here and there, you know, to festivals and all that. And that's how we became who we are. And since then we've done so many.
Interesting, very, very interesting. If you just join us, the program is Icons, and it's reaching you on independent television. Our guest here, Chief Henry Iyobosa Legema, veteran Nollywood actor, producer, scriptwriter, director. In fact, the man behind the famous and iconic movie, Amini, A Siege of a Nation, or A Siege on a Nation. And the interesting story behind that, I think that many didn't come from that movie. My goodness. It just shows to you how piracy has really impacted negatively on the movie industry. Anyways, it was a delight having you here on the show. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. My guest has been Chief Henry Iyobosa Legema, veteran Nollywood actor, producer, director, scriptwriter, everything Nollywood. Hall of Fame Nollywood. Legend Nollywood. Former president of Association of Movie Producers in Edo State. Oh, still chairman. Okay, interesting, interesting. Anyways, thank you so much for the impact that you've made. We wish you the very best as you look to the next decade of your craft. Thank you. And that's our package today on the program, Icons. We hope you had a great time watching. Be sure to join us and we'll bring you a fresh episode of the program. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, thanking you for staying with us. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.